We are counting down the 10 heaviest operational bulldozers on the planet. Machines so powerful they redraw the line between man and mountain. From quarry giants that move rock by the thousands of tons, to mine kings with blades big enough to bury buses, this ranking dissects the specs, cab technology, and innovations that set each apart. Which unstoppable titan dominates the #1 slot? Let us dig in, starting with number 10. Number 10 on the list weighs in at a staggering 70 tons, Caterpillar's D10T2. This machine is the product of over 2 decades of relentless refinement, evolving from the 1996 D10 platform into a modern powerhouse trusted by quarry operators across the United States. Its C18 ACERT diesel engine delivers 700 horsepower, channeling peak torque at low RPM for stall-free pulls through the toughest rock. The D10T2 stretches 32 feet from end to end, as long as 2 full-size pickups parked bumper to bumper, and stands over 13 feet tall to the tip of its ripper. What sets this dozer apart is not just brute force. The U-type blade up front swallows 25 cubic yards in a single pass, while advanced waste handler guards protect its vital systems in punishing aggregate pits. Fueling the beast requires 188 gallons, nearly $900 at 2026 diesel prices. But the extended runtime outpaces competitors shift after shift. Operators praise the intuitive joystick controls, which cut fatigue by a quarter compared to older levers, and the ROPS-certified cab offers a quiet, spacious retreat from the chaos outside. Predictive maintenance alerts now ping directly to the dash. Flagging issues before breakdowns can cost a day's production. With a market price near $800,000 and a reputation for 95% uptime, the D10T2 remains a reliability king. In the world of heavy earthmoving, it is the machine quarry bosses count on to move 1,000 cubic yards an hour, day in, day out, without missing a beat. Shantui's SD90-C5 stands out as a heavyweight contender, tipping the scales at just over 70 metric tons. Designed for global export, this Chinese-built machine stretches 34 feet from blade to ripper and runs on a 600 horsepower Cummins QST30 diesel engine, renowned for its long-haul reliability. The SD90-C5's straight blade handles 22 cubic yards per pass, with hydraulic tilt and angle functions that let operators fine-tune their grade on the fly. Under the hood, an electronic governor keeps throttle response sharp, translating every input into precise movement across sprawling job sites. Comfort is a core feature. The sealed interior cuts external noise to 75 decibels, and an adjustable suspension seat absorbs the worst of the terrain. Operators working 12-hour shifts benefit from a massive fuel tank and a centralized lubrication system, both built for endurance in remote locations. In 2026, Shantui's firmware update brought a 15% boost in fuel efficiency, a welcome edge for contractors facing rising diesel costs. Torque is multiplied by planetary final drives, giving this dozer a low-speed punch that excels in road grading across Africa and Asia. Belt and Road Initiative projects have seen fleets of SD90-C5s move billions of tons of earth, their sealed electrics thriving in tropical downpours and muddy floodplains. With a price tag around $650,000 and a proven record in harsh environments, the SD90-C5 offers a compelling value for massive infrastructure undertakings. For many, it is the workhorse that keeps mega projects on schedule and budgets in check. Komatsu's D375A-8 enters the arena with a reputation for relentless efficiency, tipping the scales at nearly 73 tons. This crawler is a staple in mines and quarries, from the Canadian Shield to the limestone pits of India. Its heart is a 636 horsepower SAA6D140E7 engine, tuned for Tier 4 final emissions compliance and air-to-air aftercooling, delivering steady power even at high altitudes where thinner air can sap lesser machines. The D375A8's reinforced 35-foot frame supports a semi-U blade that carries 24 cubic yards at a time. Operators can adjust the blade's pitch for shifting materials, and a quick drop feature lets the blade hit the ground in seconds when every moment counts. Inside, Komatsu's pressurized cab shields against dust and vibration, with a heated seat standing ready for winter shifts. Multiple camera feeds and a rear vision monitor keep blind spots in check, while variable pitch ripper hydraulics break through hardpan that would stall smaller rivals. KOM Track's telematics link the Dozer to remote diagnostics teams, flagging performance dips and scheduling maintenance before issues sideline the machine. An auto idle shutdown trims fuel use by 10%, stretching every gallon in the 300-gallon tank. With a market price near $900,000, the D375A8 is built for longevity. Modular components cut service downtime, and 20,000-hour rebuild intervals keep it moving material long after competitors have cycled out. In the world of high-output earthmoving, this machine delivers productivity that justifies every dollar spent. Liebherr's PR776 Litronic pushes the boundaries of hydrostatic power, weighing in at more than 73 tons and stretching over 34 feet in length. This Generation 8 machine, refined for 2026, is driven by a 12-cylinder Liebherr engine that delivers up to 768 horsepower in reverse and 565 kilowatts moving forward. The PR776's heaped blade swallows nearly 29 cubic yards at a time, and the Litronic system automatically calibrates hydraulic pressure for every load, maximizing efficiency with each push. The transmission stands apart, adjusting speed and torque with pinpoint precision. No gear shifts, just smooth, continuous power. Operators can toggle eco mode to cut fuel use by 12%, keeping costs down during long shifts. Inside the cab, the design emphasizes panoramic visibility, 270 degrees of glass, low-profile pillars, and joystick controls that put every function at the operator's fingertips. Every detail, from the heated seat to the pressurized air filtration, is engineered for comfort and safety in harsh aggregate pits or frigid quarries. The PR776 dominates the European aggregates sector, where its 15-year service life and modular components make it a favorite for fleets seeking reliability and low downtime. On the used market, these machines hold their value, with well-maintained units fetching around $700,000. For those who demand both brute force and surgical control, the PR776 Litronic delivers a blend of old-world engineering and modern smart systems, a hydrostatic heavyweight built to thrive where others stall. Shantui's DH80C6 RS enters the heavyweight arena as a dedicated ripper specialist, weighing in at 75 tons. This machine is engineered to break through the toughest ground, with a single heavy shank capable of penetrating up to 7 feet deep, turning hardpan into manageable spoil for the rest of the fleet. Its high-torque diesel engine, matched to a planetary powershift transmission, delivers the relentless force needed for rip and doze operations in open pit mines and on massive infrastructure sites. Oversized tracks keep ground pressure low, spreading the machine's mass to just 8 pounds per square inch, allowing it to traverse soft or unstable soils without bogging down. Inside, the DH80C6 RS cab is a fortress against the elements. Noise insulation keeps the interior at a comfortable 72 decibels, while heating and air conditioning ensure that operators stay sharp in both Arctic blasts and tropical heat. The centralized greasing system speeds up daily maintenance, cutting downtime and keeping the undercarriage in fighting shape. Operators report that the cab layout is straightforward and fatigue-reducing, with climate controls and essential gauges within easy reach. In 2026, Shantui began field testing hybrid diesel-electric prototypes of the DH80C6 RS in Inner Mongolia. Real-world results show a 12% improvement in fuel efficiency, though cold weather battery failures delayed full rollout by half a year. Even so, the standard model's endurance stands out, a fuel tank sized for marathon shifts, final drives built to absorb shock loads, and a service network that now spans over 50 countries. With export pricing under $750,000, the DH80C6 RS is carving out a reputation as the go-to ripper for belt and road megaprojects and hard rock mines alike. Fiat Allis HD-41 FD50 carries the legacy of the 1980s hydraulic giants, tipping the scales at 80 tons, a weight that once put it in a league of its own. Only a handful of these machines remain in operation worldwide. Each is powered by a turbocharged V12 engine, producing 650 horsepower. The FD50 configuration, built for extreme duty ripping, features a single shank ripper with an 8-foot beam lift, designed to tackle the hardest ground where blasting is not an option. Up front, a straight blade holds 30 cubic yards, moving vast volumes with each pass. This dozer predates the digital age. Manual levers control every hydraulic function, and the torque converter is legendary among operators for its ability to stall and recover under punishing loads, a mechanical dance that defined the era before automated transmissions. The HD-41's massive frame and raw torque made it a favorite for heavy excavation, but as technology advanced, most units transitioned from active service to scrapyards, or, for the lucky few, into the hands of collectors and museums. Vintage service manuals are rare artifacts, sometimes fetching thousands at auction. Restoration efforts have given these old titans a second life. Enthusiasts pour hundreds of hours into sourcing parts and reviving the V12's roar, with restored machines now valued at over $500,000. Archival footage from demonstrations in the 1980s captures the HD-41's brute force in action, a reminder of the bold engineering that paved the way for today's superdozers. For many, the FD50 remains a symbol of an era when raw power and operator skill ruled the earth-moving world. Shantui's SD90-C5 arrives on the scene with numbers that challenge the boundaries of modern earth-moving. Tipping the scales at 106 tons, this dozer stands heavier than Chicago's iconic Cloudgate sculpture. It is powered by a 12-cylinder Cummins QSST30 engine tuned for 950 horsepower. The SD90-C5 stretches nearly 38 feet in length, with a cab that towers over 15 feet above the ground, matching the height of a full-grown giraffe. Its blade, designed for super-large pushes, clears more than 40 cubic yards in a single pass. A standard ripper group comes ready for deep mining and hardpan assault. The massive fuel reserve of 433 gallons lets it run marathon shifts without a break, and a secondary tank option extends runtime on remote projects. Operators inside benefit from panoramic glass and sealed cab filtration, keeping dust and noise at bay, even in the most punishing environments. Planetary final drives multiply torque at low speeds, delivering the force needed to move millions of tons on Belt and Road Initiative megaprojects across Asia and Africa. Shantui's firmware updates in 2026 brought smarter fuel mapping, squeezing out up to 15% more efficiency per shift. Exported to more than 100 countries, the SD90-C5 undercuts Western rivals by 20% on price, making it a favorite for contractors balancing budget and brawn. While some in the industry debate the long-term durability of these giants, there is no question. The SD90-C5 has become a fixture on the world's largest jobs, moving Earth where blasting is not an option and deadlines do not bend. Komatsu's D475A-3 stands as a colossus in the mining world, engineered for the kind of earth-moving that leaves smaller machines trailing in its wake. At 112.6 tons, rivals a fully loaded school bus in length, stretching nearly 39 feet from blade to ripper. The heart of the D475A-3 is a 1,040 horsepower SAA6D170E7 engine, turbocharged and after-cooled to deliver relentless power through the most punishing overburden. Its blade, capable of carrying nearly 59 cubic yards in a single push, turns what would be a mountain for most into a single pass of progress. Fueling this beast requires more than 500 gallons, with a centralized fill station designed to minimize downtime during around-the-clock operations. Operators step into a redesigned cabin that prioritizes both visibility and comfort, with expanded glass panels and low-profile controls that keep the focus on the job. Seating is engineered for long shifts, offering increased legroom and ergonomic support to fight fatigue in the most extreme conditions. The D475A-3's advanced telematics system, KOM-TRAX, streams real-time diagnostics and performance data to maintenance crews, cutting unscheduled repairs and keeping the machine in the dirt where it belongs. Operators praise the intuitive controls, which reduce strain and allow for precise handling even when the blade is loaded to capacity. With a market price near $1.4 million and a reputation for stability under overload, the D475A-3 is the go-to choice for mines demanding both brute force and reliability. Its presence on a site signals a commitment to maximum output and minimum compromise, a true heavyweight in the world of super dozers. Caterpillar's D11 stands as a legend among modern bulldozers, a machine whose sheer presence transforms the landscape of any mine it enters. Tipping the scale at over 112 tons, the D11's elevated sprocket design sets it apart, channeling the force of its 955 horsepower 3516E engine into the ground with relentless efficiency. The chassis stretches more than 34 feet, with a cab perched 15.5 feet above the tracks, offering operators a commanding view of the job at hand. Its Cole Universal Blade, an optional giant, can move up to 98 cubic yards in a single sweep, while the standard blade still boasts a capacity that would dwarf most rivals. Beneath the skin, the D11's engineering is all about maximizing uptime and operator output. Automatic blade control, new for the 2026 model year, allows for a 15% jump in productivity by managing load and angle in real time. Electronic steering and low-effort ripper controls reduce fatigue, letting crews run harder for longer stretches. The telematics suite streams diagnostics to fleet managers, flagging issues before they turn into costly shutdowns. A lesson learned the hard way in Alberta's oil sands, where a missed alert once led to a 36-hour downtime and a $1.2 million repair bill. Fuel consumption peaks at 50 gallons per hour under a heavy load, but service intervals now stretch to 500 hours, keeping the D11 in the dirt where it belongs. Priced at over $1.2 million new, the D11 is a mainstay on the world's toughest jobs, from the coal fields of Wyoming to the tar sands of Canada. Its reputation is built on more than brute force. It is the blend of power, precision, and reliability that makes the D11 the backbone of high-output earth-moving in the modern era. Komatsu's D475A-3 stands as a colossus in the mining world, engineered for the kind of earth-moving that leaves smaller machines trailing in its wake. At 112.6 tons, this dozer rivals a fully loaded school bus in length, stretching nearly 39 feet from blade to ripper. The heart of the D475A-3 is a 1,040 horsepower SAA6D, 170 E7 engine, turbocharged and after-cooled to deliver relentless power through the most punishing overburden. Its blade, capable of carrying nearly 59 cubic yards in a single push, turns what would be a mountain for most into a single pass of progress. Fueling this beast requires more than 500 gallons, with a centralized fill station designed to minimize downtime during round-the-clock operations. Operators step into a redesigned cab that prioritizes visibility and comfort, with expanded glass panels and low-profile controls that keep the focus on the job. Seating is engineered for long shifts, offering increased legroom and ergonomic support to fight fatigue in the most extreme conditions. The D475A-8's Advanced Telematics System, KOM tracks, streams real-time diagnostics and performance data to maintenance crews, cutting unscheduled repairs and keeping the machine in the dirt where it belongs. Operators praise the intuitive controls, which reduce strain and allow for precise handling even when the blade is loaded to capacity. With a market price near $1.4 million and a reputation for stability under overload, the D475A-8 is the go-to choice for mines demanding both brute force and reliability. Its presence on a site signals a commitment to maximum output and minimum compromise, a true heavyweight in the world of superdozers. Komatsu's D575A-3 SD Superdozer sits at the top of the operational world, a machine whose numbers defy comparison. Weighing in at 152.6 tons, this behemoth packs a custom-built 12-cylinder engine rated at 1,150 horsepower, enough force to rival a regional locomotive. Its standard blade alone can move 90 cubic yards of earth in a single forward pass, and with the Sigma Dozer upgrade, that number jumps to 125 cubic yards. That is the kind of volume that turns mine overburden into a single swath of progress, outpacing even its nearest rivals by 30% every hour. Fueling the D575A-3 SD is an operation in itself. The tank holds over 500 gallons, more than $2,300 for a full fill at 2026 diesel prices. Yet this investment pays off in relentless productivity, with hourly output that dwarfs anything else in the fleet. Komatsu's engineers designed the D575A for momentum dozing. Its sheer mass allows it to push through material that would stall a lesser crawler. Operators report that the torque converter and advanced transmission keep the blade loaded to capacity without bogging down, and the modular undercarriage is built for 40,000-hour rebuild cycles, sustained by aftermarket parts and even 3D printed components in remote mining regions. In Western Australia, Alcoa's bauxite operations rely on a fleet of these giants for tasks where blasting is banned and precision is non-negotiable. Here, the D575A-3 SD has been retrofitted for remote control, allowing operators to handle the machine from a safe distance near residential boundaries. These remote control upgrades have cut incident rates and silenced community complaints about noise and vibration. In 2026, pilots are underway to bring full AI autonomy to these machines, aiming for operation without line of sight and for predictive maintenance alerts that preempt breakdowns before they happen. The D575A-3 SD is not just the heaviest operational dozer on Earth, it is the benchmark by which all others are measured. A true titan built for jobs that ordinary machines cannot touch. The journey from brute mechanical force to digital intelligence reaches its apex with the Komatsu D575A-3 SD Superdozer. At 152.6 tons, this machine is more than a piece of equipment. It is a force of nature, built to reshape the ground where blasting is banned, and only raw momentum will do. The D575A-3's 1,150 horsepower engine and 90 cubic yard blade give it a single-pass capability that outpaces every rival in the field. Operators describe the sensation of pushing a wall of earth so massive it feels more like steering a ship than driving a dozer. But in 2026, the D575A3's legacy is no longer just about size and power. At Alcoa's bauxite mines in Western Australia, these giants have been adapted for remote operation, allowing crews to move mountains of overburden from a safe distance, right up to the edge of residential neighborhoods. Traditional blasting is off the table, so the D575A3's mass and torque become the answer, turning what would be a regulatory headache into a showcase of engineering ingenuity. The shift to remote and semi-autonomous control has not just improved safety, it has also cut incident rates and silenced community complaints about noise and vibration. Fleet managers rely on predictive maintenance alerts and real-time telematics to keep these aging titans running at peak output. Even as production of new units has ended, aftermarket parts and 3D printed components keep the D575A3's legacy alive, with some machines logging over 40,000 hours in the dirt. In an era obsessed with automation, this super dozer proves that sometimes too much power is not a problem. It is the solution the world did not know it needed. The world's largest operational bulldozers have always pushed the boundaries of what machines can achieve. But 2026 stands out as the year when raw size and digital intelligence finally collided. Komatsu's D575A-3 SD, still holding the heavyweight crown at 152.6 tons, now shares the mine with fleets equipped for a new era of autonomy and predictive control. At Alcoa's bauxite operations in Western Australia, these giants are no longer just about brute force. Operators guide them from remote stations, steering 1,150 horsepower and a 90 cubic yard blade with the flick of a joystick, even as the machines crawl up to the edge of residential zones where blasting is banned. Telematics systems stream real-time diagnostics, tracking every vibration and pressure spike. When a hydraulic line runs hot or an undercarriage sensor detects excess wear, alerts ping instantly, and maintenance teams can act before a breakdown ever halts production. The D575A3's modular undercarriage, once a marvel for its 40,000-hour rebuild cycles, now benefits from 3D printed replacement parts delivered straight to the pit. Even though production ended years ago, these upgrades keep the fleet running, with some units logging more than 4 decades of continuous service. The push for autonomy is not just about efficiency. At Huntley, Alcoa's remote control policy cut incident rates by nearly half and silenced community complaints about noise and vibration. In 2026, AI pilots are underway, testing operation without line of sight and terrain learning software that could let these machines work without a human in the loop. The super dozer has become something more, a benchmark for what happens when the world's most powerful earth movers are set loose with the full backing of digital intelligence. The machines topping this list are more than mechanical giants. They are living proof that earth-moving has crossed into a new era. The Komatsu D575A-3 SD, still the heaviest operational dozer on the planet at 152.6 tons, demonstrates how sheer mass and digital precision now work hand in hand. In 2026, fleets like Alcoa's in Western Australia rely on these super dozers not just for raw power, but for their ability to operate right up to the edge of residential neighborhoods, where blasting is strictly off-limits. Remote operation has become the norm, with operators piloting the D575A-3 SD from safe stations, while the machine's 1,150 horsepower engine and 90 cubic yard blade move mountains of overburden in a single pass. Telematics systems track every detail: oil pressure, undercarriage stress, even the temperature of a hydraulic line. sending instant alerts before a minor issue can snowball into a costly breakdown. When a sensor picks up excess vibration or a pump begins to lag, maintenance teams are already preparing parts, sometimes 3D printed on site, to keep these titans running. The modular undercarriage, once a marvel for its 40,000-hour rebuild cycles, now benefits from these rapid repairs and digital oversight, extending the working life of machines that have already logged decades in the dirt. For operators, the transformation is personal. Sitting in a climate-controlled station, they steer the world's largest dozer with the same finesse as a video game, trusting in real-time data to keep both machine and crew safe. The D575A-3 SD's legacy isn't just about size. It is about a future where the line between man and machine blurs, and the limits of what is possible are redefined with every pass. The machines that dominate today's minds are not just feats of engineering, they are the result of nearly a century of relentless evolution. In the 1980s, titans like the Fiat Allis HD-41 roared across job sites, powered by V12 engines and controlled by rows of manual levers. Operators relied on raw skill to coax every ounce of torque from those mechanical giants, battling through hardpan and clay with no digital safety nets. As the decades rolled on, technology advanced in leaps. Hydrostatic transmissions replaced clunky gearboxes, joystick controls took the strain off tired arms, and cabins transformed into pressurized, climate-controlled command centers. The rise of telematics in the decade after 2010 brought a new era of oversight, with real-time diagnostics and predictive maintenance alerts keeping downtime to a minimum. By 2026, these innovations have converged. Machines like the Komatsu D575A-3 SD and Caterpillar D10 now blend brute force with digital intelligence, operating at the edge of what's possible. Remote stations let operators guide 150-ton behemoths from safe distances, while AI-driven systems monitor every vibration and pressure spike. The journey from iron and oil-stained hands to touchscreen precision has redefined what a bulldozer can do, and just how far the limits of earth-moving can be pushed. Across all 10 titans, one pattern emerges. With each new generation, brute force fuses with digital precision. These giants are not just heavier, they are becoming intelligent, autonomous, and indispensable to reshaping our world on a scale once unimaginable. The real limit is not size or power, but how boldly we engineer the future. What would you build if nothing stood in your way? Drop your answer in the comments and subscribe for more engineering legends.